Slide down, AMG sound like a velociraptor. You got 3K in dubs, you are not a stacker. They wave riders, you just gotta sit and watch the pad. Handyman got a hammer, plus that bitch got a ladder. Hunt around her.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
Alright, so this episode starts us off showing us the previous episode, which is kind of redundant as I already watched the previous episode. But now we really start off at the main character's school with some pretty interesting dialogue from an unknown female we haven't met yet. Now, the next scene is of an assembly where the principal is talking about how Japan's birth rate is declining, which I think in real life was happening. I don't really know, gotta do my own research on that. Now, at first, there was a long shot of a girl, which then pans down to her chest. Then after that, shows the main character Mikado, which made me believe he was looking at her on some immature shit, but nah. It's the goddamn teacher being a pervert. That's how you know this high school is going downhill. Now, from what I'm putting together is the dialogue is coming from the girl who is being stared at from that weird ass teacher. Now, next scene takes us to the classroom where my boy Mikado introduces himself. And now we're introduced to the female, which her name is Anari Sonohara. But I'm gonna just call her Anari, so I won't kill myself pronouncing all these names. And not to disrespect them. Now, I'm listening closely. It's not Anari, but someone else narrating, but who? But now the girl who got saved last episode is also in Mikado, Misomi, and Anari's class, and she introduces herself as Ryo Kamakachika. Now, there's a student not present in class, which I hope that no ill intent happened to them. Now, what we have here is a textbook definition of me coming to school late and a character named Sieseji Yaguri, who just announced that he'll become a dropout. Now, the one question that popped in my mind is, where is this man's parents? Because if my OG heard this, I would have gotten a can of whoop ass. Now, he's saying it's important. Like what? Okay, now the narrator is Rio as I'm putting two and two together. As we start going into her backstory, as far back as junior high, which is crazy far as where she'll end up later in the story. And now, here comes the crazy part. Imagine figuring out your pops is cheating on your mother for mail. Me personally, I wouldn't even know what to do. Now, while this is going on, she's texting some dude, which I have to suspect down the road is her weird ass, creepy ass, haha, they failed as kidnappers. Now, she decides to show her mother, which of course changes nothing. What she expects her old man is making good bread to leave that nice ass house. Now, it's starting to get depressing as she's considering taking her life, which is never an option, nobody. I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemies. Now, the dude she's texting is pushing her to end their lives together, which is weird and selfish in my eyes. Thankfully, none of that happened. Now, we're back to when she was getting kidnapped last episode, seeing the hijinks from her perspective. Now, there is someone looking at her through some binoculars. Now, I have to wonder, who the hell is that? And everything is playing out like how it was last episode. And what I can say right now is that the narration is on point throughout this whole episode. Now, back to the meat and potatoes as we're introduced to the binocular man as to why I called him that. Because dude was looking at her through the binoculars. And plus, I don't know his name. Now, something interesting is happening here. They're showing us the Black Rider and some lab coat dude. Now it's time to put our tinfoil caps on because it's theory time. Now listen, what if the Black Rider is a failed experiment and the lab coat dude is trying to fix his mistake? Come on, it has to make sense. Now, how else the Black Rider has these supernatural ass powers? But that's the end of my theory time. And now, remember my guy the Beast? Well, we're on to his scene, showing us in more clarity why he threw that vending machine. Now, Binocular Guy is working with the Black Rider. Now, I want to know more with what they got going on. Now, what they're introducing us in this scene is how the Black Rider communicates to the people, seeing as she doesn't have a head. Now, her whole reason for being there is to rescue her as a job for the Binocular Man. Now, like I said before, the music is great and all these scenes are beautiful as it's giving a nostalgic vibe. Now we're introduced to the binocular guy as the dude who Rio was texting all this time. Now what binocular guy is telling Rio is he set her up to the kidnappers just to rescue her so he can see the look in her eyes for her hypocrisy. Not to mention the long ass catfishing he had to do. Now this guy is on top of my weirdo list. Now as weird as he is making some valid points as to why her parents can't keep secrets, but she can. Makes you think a little. Now, as the scene ends, he got me thinking about how most of the stuff I do is because of our primal instinct leading the way, or do we really mean it? Which is a mind-boggling thing to think about. Now, what is crazy is she actually jumped after hearing all that stuff, but as she's falling, the Black Rider saves her. Now, as the episode comes to a fulfilling end, we're shown a confrontation between the Black Rider and the binocular guy, who is now introduced to us as Isaiah Orihara. Okay, so now for this episode story-wise, I will give it a 5 as they introduce us to a lot of plot points, a lot of plot holes, and starting to speed up the story to where we need to go. Animation 4, they don't show us that much good animation except for when the Black Rider kicks the kidnapper's ass. And the music, like I said, always a 5 as you feel what the characters are feeling through because of the music. Now that's the gist of the video, guys. I hope y'all like, comment, subscribe. Give me tons of suggestions. Tell me what I missed. Give me some insight about this episode or the whole series as a whole. You got it, the whole series as a whole. But yeah, thank y'all guys. Like I said again, like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all have a nice day.